Survival Supermarket Splashing Spray Pagwa promotion at their Sharp Street and Vicinjon Road branches on the 16th, 17th and 18th of March. Shop $10,000 and over for a chance to spin and win instant prizes. T-shirts, snacks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, Pagwa powder and shopping bags. So come on down on the 16th, 17th and 18th of March for a chance to spin and win. Happy Holi from Survival Supermarkets. Shop price smart at Survival.
Unlock free premium channels on PlayGo from March 14 to 20. Plus 2 gigabytes PlayGo data every day. Free! 16 premium channels. Stay entertained with OWN, T-Nick, MTV, and BET. From international news to home improvement skills. Endless laughter plus new recipes. Watch BBC, Comedy Central, HGTV, Discovery, Food Network, and so much more. All you need on TV right in the palm of your hand. PlayGo. Simply more entertainment.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening, welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Without further ado, let's get to the news in detail. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Manzoor Nadir, has made it clear to opposition Member of Parliament and Shadow Oil and Gas Minister David Patterson that his motion on full coverage insurance has been reduced as it is not based on facts. The Speaker is reported to have also told Patterson that evidence must be provided to the House to substantiate the claims he made on his motion calling for the government to include full unlimited liability coverage for oil spills and other disasters related to petroleum production. The motion is also seeking an independent analysis on the possible ill effects of an oil spill and for this report to be submitted to the Parliamentary Committee of Natural Resources to be used as a reference for all other future oil development submissions, among other things. Meanwhile, the government has bypassed critical oversight provisions in the Natural Resource Fund Act, with its move to allocate some $126 billion to this year's national budget. This is an observation made by businessman and transparency advocate Yog Mahadio, who is also a founding member of the civil society group Article 13. He said that the absence of critical oversight committees raises concerns about transparency, control and accountability of the government's use of the oil funds. The transparency advocate pointed to the NRF Act, which makes provisions for a board of directors, an investment committee, and a public accountability and oversight committee, none of which were in place to help steer the allocation of the $126 billion for the national budget. Yog Mahadio's comments come just weeks after President Irfaan Ali approved the selection of members of his party to sit on the board of directors for the NRF. He noted too that the supplementary budget allocation from the NRF makes it difficult for citizens to track and understand how exactly they are benefiting from the oil funds. And moving on. When Guyana's Local Content Act came into being on December 31st of 2021, major private sector interests in Trinidad and Tobago were visibly worried. Fears of losing lucrative market share here translated into discussions in the upper echelons of the Trini business grouping about the ways in which the new law could be challenged for violating the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas. And one key observer of this worrying development since January has been PPPC parliamentarian and attorney-at-law Sanjeev Datadin. Datadin said it is useful to know that every CARICOM member state can issue a reservation and or opt out of treaty obligations at its discretion. Expounding in this regard, Datadin said the CCJ, in an advisory opinion, made it clear that a reservation to any treaty obligation can be unilaterally done, whilst to opt out of treaty obligation is required consent of the other member states. And moving on, ESSO is currently hunting for more oil in the Kuru-1 well located in the Stabroek block of Guyana's exclusive economic zone. In a notice published by Marud, it said that the exploration activity commenced on March 14th and some 25 vessels will be used during the operation. It is understood that the well site is situated some 115.295 nautical miles or 213 kilometers from the coast of Guyana and covers an area of 0.2 nautical miles or 1 square kilometer. And moving on, more sanctions have been initiated against Spanish oil giant Repsol, this time for the underreporting of the quantity of crude that was spilled from one of the company's refineries and for allegedly reporting false information about the areas that were affected by the oil spill in Peru. According to reports, the Environmental Assessment and Control Agency, it has notified the oil giant about the new administrative sanctioning procedure for the alleged submission of false information in the preliminary report of environmental emergencies as a result of the spill that occurred in the Ventaneas Sea on January 15, 2022. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow.